Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Izzah binti Amir and today I would like to present on the topic that I chose from chapter 3, which is topic 3, leadership and power. So, let's start. So, what is leadership? Leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act toward achieving a common objective. Most definition of leadership is to influence whoever they lead, and leadership is also responsibility and the process of directing and influencing the task-related activities of the group members. Leadership may also refer to an organization's management structure. And what is power? Power is the capacity to produce or to prevent a specific change to happen, and power is also the ability of the leader to influence other people. It refers to the capacity to affect behavior of the subordinate with the control of resources. So there are two types of power. First is personal power and the second one is organizational power. Under the personal power, it has three types of power, which are expert power, referent power, and connection power. Meanwhile, under the organizational power, it has four types of power, which are reward power, punishment power, authority power, and also information power. First, expert power or profession power. It is based on the profession or occupation of the individual together with possession of the unique knowledge and expertise associated with their role. Expert power is also the perception that a certain person has an elevated level of knowledge or a specific skill set that others in an organization don't have. This perception leads to more influence within the expert's place of work. For example, the marketing director at a company may have risen to their position because of their knowledge in the field of marketing. Next is referent power. Referent power is defined as the ability of a leader in influencing a follower because of the follower's admiration, respect, or identification with the leader's charisma and attractiveness. Another way to define this power is that a follower will refer to what they think their leader would do and do the same. For example is wealth. And the third one is connection power. Connection power is where a person attains influence by gaining favor or simply acquaintance with a powerful person. This power is all about networking. It is also based on the individual's formal and informal links to influential or prestigious persons within and outside an area or organization. And then we move to the types of power under the organizational power. Firstly is reward power. Reward power is where a person motivates others by offering raises, promotions, and awards. It is also based on inducements such as pay, promotion, praise, and recognition that the leader can offer the group members towards the achievement of the group's objective. For example, salary increase and bonus. Next, we move to punishment power, or the other name is coercive power. It is where a person leads threats and force. It is unlikely to win respect and loyalty from employees for long. A leader has ability to impose penalties towards an individual or group if they invoking disciplinary, withdrawal of support, and withholding promotion. For example, a leader has a power to fire the lazy workers. Authority power, or the other name is legitimate power, is where a person in a higher position has control over the people in a lower position in an organization. It is also based on the position or the job rank that the individual holds. Some people accept this power as long as it is not abused because they attribute legitimacy to the former position and to the person who holds that position. And the last one is informational power. It is where a person possesses needed or wanted information. This is a short-term power that doesn't necessarily influence or build credibility. It is also control over information that involves the leader's power to access and distribute information that is either desired or vital to others. For example, a project manager may have all the information for a specific project, and that will give them informational power. But it is hard for a person to keep this power for so long, and eventually, the information will be released. This should not be a long-term strategy. Afterwards, these are the effective way to use these two types of power in an organization. Firstly is by using the reward power. As we know, reward power is one of the best ways for the leaders to influence people to move in the direction they want. Most people tend to think of this power of reward in terms of money, and money can be a good tool. But often there is not much to give, and surprisingly, it is often not the most effective way to reward someone. First way to use the reward power is by ensuring the rewards are fair and ethical to the employers that will be given the reward. And employers have to provide the reward as promised when requirements have been met. For example, employees will get reward if they succeed in achieving the company's goal. Moreover, this is the effective way by using the authority power. Firstly, employers have to use the politeness and clarity when making requests. This is because employers have to show the good manners towards their employee. Politeness also helps in decreasing the social distance between two people and making it easier to communicate. Then, employer also need to explain the reasons for requests so that the employee will know what task they will be doing and how they are going to do. Then, employer also need to explain the reasons for requests so that the employee will know what task they will be doing and how they are going to do. Employer are not supposed to request their employee to do something without their knowledge. So, that's all from me. Thank you for watching.